to Varsity TV of Spuds over in the season. Shanley doing for fielder 23 playing first base. Designated hitter for the number 6 and the right fielder Roman for the third baseman number 1. Going over the starters now. Off designated hitter Riley Dickhouse, Gavin Marsden. Batting third, center fielder Tay Rich. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot, first baseman Braden Kwame. Batting fifth, second baseman Brady Steffen. Batting sixth, right fielder Jonas Schauman. Batting seventh, third baseman Adam Kunza. Batting eighth, the shortstop Mason Gross. And batting ninth, the catcher Grayson Dickhouse.
Leading out for Shanley, the shortstop number 4, Cole Stimson.
Marsden delivers for the first pitch. That one high, and the game has begun. Cole Stimson leading off for the Deacons. Here's the 1-0 to Stimson. That one in there for a strike. One count here to the Deacon shortstop. Marsden delivers. That one skied into foul territory towards first base side, just out of the reach of Braden Kwame. That'll bring the count to 1-2 here. Stimson steps in. Marsden gets his sign. He's set to deliver the 1-2 pitch to Stimson. That one fouled off to the right side. Count remains 1-2. Marsden set. Here's another 1-2 pitch. That one just low and out. Brings the count to 2-2. That one fouled away. Count remains 2-2. Marsden comes set, ready to deliver. Another 2-2 pitch. That one high. Count is full now to the Deacons' leadoff hitter. Here's the payoff pitch. That one grounded to the shortstop, Mason Gross. He throws across to Kwame and records the out. 6-3 put out there, Mason Gross to Braden Kwame. That'll bring up the center fielder for Shanley, number 15, Eli Emineth. Marsden looks in. Here's the first pitch to Emineth. That one fouled back towards the net. Count is 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one just about hit him. That'll even the count up at 1-1 here. Here's the 1-1 to Emineth. He swings. Good breaking ball there from Marsden. Brings the count to 1-2. Marsden looks in. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one just outside. Evens the count up at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 to Emineth. That one fouled back. Count remains 2-2. Here's another 2-2 pitch from Marsden. That one just fouled past the first base coach. Emineth steps in. Marsden gets his sign. Here's another 2-2 to Emineth. That one grounded softly to the second baseman, Brady Steffen. And that's another put out 4-3 there for the Spuds.
Now batting for the Deacons, the catcher number 18, Jacob Klinsky.
That 4-3 put out brings up the catcher for Shanley, Jacob Klinsky. First pitch to Klinsky, sky deep into right center field. Tracking it and making the catch is Tay Rich. So the Deacons in the top of the first inning, no runs, no hits. There was no Moorhead errors. We'll take a quick break here on Spuds TV and be right back for the bottom of the first.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
Start the engine, shine the light into the storm, knuckles white, and the clock ticks. Time does not define me, it drives me to keep roads, schools, and storefronts open. Although the job is done for now, the clock will always.
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Morehead.
Start.
Home half of the first inning underway here from Matson Field. First three we'll see from the Spuds: Riley Dickhouse, Carson Heinz, and Tay Rich. On the mound here for the Deacons, the southpaw, Ryan Oman.
Leading off for the Spuds, the designated hitter number 4, Riley Dickhouse.
Coming up to the plate for the Spuds, leadoff, designated hitter Riley Dickhouse. Dickhouse 1 for 3 in last night's win over St. Cloud. Ullman looks in. Here's the first pitch to Dickhouse. He takes that one low inside for a ball. Here's the 1-0 to Dickhouse. That one high. Brings the count to 2-0. Ullman looks in. Here's the 2-0 to Dickhouse. That one fouled back. Brings the count to 2-1. Ullman set to deliver. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one fouled over the net. Count comes to 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch to the Spuds leadoff hitter. That one outside. Count is full to Dickhouse. Here's the payoff pitch. That one just high, so Riley Dickhouse will reach on a walk here. That will bring up the Spuds left fielder, Carson Heinch.
The left fielder number 8, Carson Heinch.
Dickhouse at first. Southpaw on the mound. He's got to watch that move from the lefty. First pitch to Carson Heinz. That one gets away from the catcher. Riley Dickhouse will advance to second base. That one escaped through the legs of Jacob Klinsky behind the plate. Spuds have runners on second. Nobody out. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Carson Heinch. Hard swing there from Carson Heinch, fouled straight back. That'll even the count up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to the Spuds left fielder. That one just outside. That'll bring the count to 2-1 now. Heinz playing left field tonight. He pitched last night in the win over St. Cloud, as that one is high. Brings the count to 3-1. Hitters count here to Carson Heinz. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one outside, ball 4. So 2 straight walks here for the Spuds. Brings up the center fielder, Tay Rich. Runners on first and second here for the Spuds. No outs. First pitch to Tay Rich in there for a strike. Rich, the ever dangerous hitter, competed with Team USA Baseball a summer ago. Here's the 0-1 to Rich. That one roped to the second baseman. Gets through his legs. That'll score Dickhouse. Carson Heinch over to third. Spuds get on the board early here. Caleb Dahl couldn't handle that one from Rich, so Spuds will have runners on first and third here with no outs as they put themselves on the board.
First baseman number 6, Brandon Kwame.
Runners on first and third now for the Spuds. That brings up the first baseman for Moorhead, Braden Kwame. First pitch to Kwame in there for a strike. Strong wind blowing to right field tonight should favor Kwame as Tay Rich takes off for second. He's safe at second. Double steal attempt, and Carson Heinz able to score. Ball skips away from the catcher. Tay Rich will advance to third. So Spuds up now 2-0 early in the game. Good heads-up base running there from Tay Rich, able to steal another bag from the Deacons. Count is 1-1 to the Moorhead first baseman. No outs, runner on third. Here's the 1-1 to Kwame. He swings over that breaking ball. That'll bring the count to 1-2 here. Omen looks in. Set to deliver. Here's the 1-2 to Kwame. That one skips not far enough away for Tay to take home. We'll even the count up here at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 to Kwame. That one skips away. That'll bring the count to 3-2 here to the cleanup hitter for the Spuds. Here's the full count pitch to Braden Kwame. That one in there. Strike three on the outside edge. One out here for the Spuds now. Runner on third. That brings up second baseman, number 5, Brady Steffen. First pitch to Steffen, low. Count is 1-0 here to the Spuds second baseman. Here's the 1-0 to Steffen. Check swing there. Appeal doesn't go. Count goes to 2-0 here. Here's the 2-0 to Steffen. That one fouled straight back into the net. Count comes to 2-1. Ullman set to deliver. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Brady Steffen. That one lofted straight in the air. Tough wind here today, but able to make the catch as second baseman Caleb Dahl. 2 outs now in the bottom of the first inning. That brings up right fielder Jonas Schaumann. Runner on third, 2 outs here for the Spuds. Schaumann looking to drive in the third, as that first pitch to him way outside. Schaumann, a lefty here, could benefit from this wind. Here's the 1-0 to Schaumann. That one high and tight. Brings the count to 2-0 here. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Here's the 2-0 to Schaumann. That one outside. Brings the count to 3-0. Here's the 3-0 to Schaumann. That one inside, so ball 4. Schaumann will reach first on four balls. They'll have runners on first and third now. Coming up to the plate for the Spuds will be the third baseman, Adam Kunza. Kunza batting in the 7th spot here tonight for Moorhead. Schaumann got a great jump over there at first as Kunza skies that one into right field. Lands fair and gone. Adam Kunza, 3-run home run here in the first inning. Just scared the foul pole there. Adam Kunza puts the Spuds up 5-0 here in the first inning.
Next up for the Spuds, the shortstop number 16, Mason Ross.
3-run blast there from Adam Kunza. Brings up the shortstop, Mason Gross. First pitch to Gross is high there. Brings a count to 1-0 here. Spuds cleared the bases. 2 outs, nobody on for the Moorhead shortstop. Here's the 1-0 to Gross. That one grounded straight back to the pitcher. Omen wins the foot race, tags Gross out himself, but Moorhead puts a 5 spot up here in the first inning. We'll be right back on Spuds TV for second inning coverage.
Don't work out where you won't work out. Blueprint Personal Training. At Blueprint, you'll work directly with an experienced personal trainer and nutrition coach in our brand new private gym. Tell us about your fitness goals, and we'll provide the personalized workouts and motivation to get the results you want to see. Training, nutrition, accountability. Blueprint Personal Training. BlueprintFargo.com.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
Buffalo Wild Wings' new spicy chicken dippers are the perfect amount of heat. Same thing people say about me. They're like, Hank, you're perfectly hot. Gotta dunk you in that tangy beat-up dip hot. New spicy chicken dippers from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Need to make a great impression? Whether it's eye-catching newsletters, professional business cards, or custom envelopes, Copycat Printing has you covered for all your printing needs. Located at 1624 Main Avenue Southeast, 218-236-1115.
Top of the second inning underway here after a big home half of the first inning for the Spuds, putting up 5 runs on the board. As that first one is ripped towards the right side, out of the reach of the second baseman. Pitcher Ryan Oman helping himself out here with a leadoff single in the top of the second.
Next up, left fielder number 14, Che Peasland.
That'll bring up number 14, Che Peasland here for the Deacons. Marsden comes set. First pitch to Peasland is outside for a ball. Marsden looks in. Here's the 1-0 to Peasland. That one just high, brings the count to 2-0 here. Here's the 2-0 to Peasland. Check swing there, foul ball. Brings the count to 2-1. Marsden set to deliver. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Peasland. That one skied straight in the air. Out of play behind. That'll bring the count to 2-2 here to the left fielder. Marsden set to deal. Here's the 2-2 to Peasland. Swinging miss, strike 3. 1 out here for the Spuds in the second inning. First strikeout of the night for Gavin Marsden. That'll bring up the Deacons first baseman, number 23, George Jobris. Runners on first, 1 out here for Shanley in the top of the second inning. First pitch to Jobris is a strike, brings the count to 0-1 here. Marsden looks in, checks the runner, set to deliver the 0-1 pitch to the Deacons first baseman. That one inside, evens the count up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Marsden to Jobris. That one hits the outside corner, brings the count to 1-2 here. Marsden comes set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball there. Right in front of the plate. Grayson Dickhouse tries for second, makes the play. Heads up play there from Grayson Dickhouse. Gets the lead runner. Jobris chopped one off of home plate right in front for Grayson Dickhouse and made a great throw over to shortstop. 2 outs now. Runner remains at first base. Brings up the designated hitter, Roman Singman. Swing and miss from the first pitch there to Singman. 0-1 is the count. 2 outs here, runner on first base. Marsden set. Here's the 0-1 to Singman. Good breaking ball there. Just missed from Marsden. Count evens up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Singman. That one roped into left field, lands in front of Carson Heinch. Runners will advance. Shanley will have runners at first and second here in the top of the second with 2 outs. That'll bring up the second baseman, Caleb Dahl.
Now batting second baseman number 6, Caleb Dahl.
Marsden comes set. Here's the first pitch to Dahl. That one inside. Deacons looking to get on the board here in the second inning. Runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Here's the 1-0 pitch to the second baseman. He grounds one sharply over to Adam Kunza at third. He'll grab it, step on the bag. Deacons starting the second inning. Nothing amount from it. Deacons come out of that one with 2 hits, no runs. There was no Moorhead errors. We'll be right back here on Spuds TV for the bottom of the second.
Home is more than a place. It's the people and moments you live for. With all you have to protect, choose insurance that helps you experience more of what matters most.
Home half of the second underway here. We'll see 9-1-2 for the Spuds. First pitch Grayson Dickhouse sees. He ropes into left field. Takes a hard turn at first. Thinks about second. He'll return to first base. That'll bring up his brother, Riley Dickhouse.
Next up, designated hitter number 4, Riley Dickhouse.
Looks like we're having some technical difficulties here with the game coverage. Courtesy running for Dickhouse will be Sam Craig. First pitch there to Riley Dickhouse in there for a strike. That one skips away from the catcher. Sam Craig will advance to second base here. That pitch to Dickhouse. High and wide there brings the count to 2-1 to the Morehead leadoff hitter. Two one to Dickhouse. That one in for a ball. Sam Craig at second base here, no outs in the bottom of the second. The 2-1 to Riley Dickhouse. That one, the 3-1. Dickhouse will reach on a walk. That'll bring up left fielder Carson Heinch. Good swing there from Heinch. Foul tipped. Brings the count to 0-1 here. The 0-1 there, high and tight. Good cut there from the Moorhead left fielder. Brings the count to 1-2. Strong swing there. Fouled off. Count remains at 1-2. Ullman comes set. Here's the 1-2 to Carson Heinch. That one fouled off. Count remains here 1-2. Spuds have runners at first and second with nobody out in the home half of the second inning. Here's the 1-2 to Carson Heinch. That one lofted high in the air on the left side into the Spuds dugout. Count will remain at 1-2. Ullman set to deliver. Another 1-2 pitch to Heinch. That one low and in. Evens the count up at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 to Heinch. That one fouled off. Ullman set to deliver. Another 2-2 pitch to Carson Heinch. That one gets through the right side of the infield. Bounces into the glove of the right fielder. Scoring is Sam Craig. It'll be an RBI single for Carson Heinch as Craig scores from second base. Dickhouse advances to second. Heinch now over at first. Nobody out here for the Spuds. It'll bring up center fielder Tay Rich. Rich reached on an error last inning. Rich swings at the first one he sees, picked there by the Deacons third baseman, able to get Riley Dickhouse out. So the Spuds will have runners on first and second still with one out. That'll bring up first baseman Braden Kwame. Slow breaking ball there for the first pitch to Kwame, fouls it off. Brings the count to 0-1. Ullman checks the runner at second base here. Here's the 1-0 to Kwame. Another breaking ball there. Inside for a ball. Evens the count up at 1-1. Omen looks in, comes set. Here's the 1-1 to Kwame. That one skips in front of the catcher. And Carson Heinch swipes third base from under the nose of the Shanley catcher. Tay Rich advances to second base on the delayed steal from Carson Heinch. Spuds will now have runners at second and third with one out here, as the Shanley infield creeps in to the infield grass. As Kwame takes that 2-1 pitch down the middle, evens the count up at 2-2. Breaking ball there, 2-2 pitch. Full count now to the Spuds first baseman. Ullman checks the runner at third. Here's the payoff pitch to Kwame. Swing and miss, strike three there. 2 outs now for the Spuds. Brings up second baseman Brady Steffen.
Next up, second baseman number 5, Brady Steffen.
Steffen looking to capitalize here. Spuds have runners at second and third with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. That one inside. 1-0 is the count now to Brady Steffen. Runners at second and third for the Spuds. Here's the 1-0 to Brady Steffen. That one high out of the zone brings the count to 2-0. That one low. Klinsky able to keep that one in front of him. Brings the count to 3-0 here to the Moorhead second baseman. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Steffen. That one down the middle. 3-1 is the count now. Omen looks in, set to deliver. Here's the 3-1 to Steffen. Steffen launches that one into center field. Center fielder camps under it. Eli Emeneth makes the catch, and that'll end the second inning here for the Spuds. Moorhead able to put one more on the board here. Score is currently 6-0 in favor of the Spuds. We'll be right back on Spuds TV for the third inning.
For Boss Snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Morehead.
Top of the third underway here from Matson Field. We'll see 9-1-2 here up for the Deacons, starting with Christian Sheed. Swing and a miss there from Sheed. Brings the count to 0-1 here to the Deacons right fielder. Marsden set. Here's the 0-1 to Sheed. Another swing and a miss on a good breaking ball there from Gavin Marsden. He's up in the count 0-2. Marsden gets his sign. Here's the 0-2 to Sheed. Another good breaking ball there. Just misses the inside part of the plate. Count is 1-2 now to Shanley's right fielder. Marsden set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one just misses outside. Evens the count up at 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2 to Sheed. Grounds that one softly over to Mason Gross. He scoops it. Good throw over. Good stretch there from Braden Kwame, able to record the out. Another 6-3 put out there for the Spuds. Brings up the top of the order here for Shanley. Shortstop Cole Stimpson. Here's the first pitch to Stimpson. Check swing. Appeal over to the first base, or home plate umpire calling that one a strike on the swing. 0-1 is the count now to Shanley's shortstop. Marsden is the 0-1 pitch. That one in there for strike two. Marsden caught the outside corner on that one. He's up 0-2 now to Cole Stimpson. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Good breaking ball there, fouled off by Stimpson. Count remains 0-2. Stimpson steps in. Marsden set to deliver. Here's another 0-2 pitch to Stimpson. That one high and inside. Count will be 1-2 now. Marsden set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Good breaking ball there from Marsden. Throw down to first. Records the strikeout. Good pitch there from Marsden. Gets Stimpson to chase the breaking ball away. There's 2 outs now here in the top of the third inning. Brings up center fielder Eli Emineth. Marsden with 2 strikeouts under his belt so far. Emineth launches that one into right field. Chased down there by, that's Jonas Schauman out there in right field. So top of the third inning. Deacons with no runs on no hits. There were no Moorhead errors. We'll be right back here on Spuds TV for the bottom of the third. underway here. Spuds have a 6-0 lead over the Deacons. Leading off here in the bottom of the third will be right fielder Jonas Schaumann. Schaumann swings at the first one he sees, grounds one to the second baseman. He'll make the putout there, 4-3 putout for the Deacons. That brings up Adam Kunza. Kunza with a 3-run blast his last time up. First pitch to Kunza is a ball, brings the count to 1-0 here to the Moorhead third baseman. Omen set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Good swing there from Kunza. Evens the count up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Kunza. He stings that one under the glove of the third baseman, Dom Dreetz. So Adam Kunza will be at first here. That'll bring up the shortstop, Mason Gross. Runner on first, one out here for the Spuds. Pickoff attempt there from Ryan Oman. Had Adam Kunza leaning towards second. Kunza able to get back just in time. Here's the 0-0 to Gross. That one high, able to make a catch there was Deacons catcher. 1-0 now to Mason Gross. That one outside brings the count to 2-0 now. Another pickoff attempt. Kunza back standing. Two-0 pitch to Gross. That one in there for a strike. Omen set to deliver. Here's the 2-1 to Gross. Swing and a miss there from Moorhead shortstop. Evens the count up at 2-2. That one fouled away there from Mason Gross. Count remains 2-2. Another pickoff attempt over to first. Kunza back standing once again. Gross steps in. Quick pitch there from Omen. That one fouled away. Omen gets his sign. Here's another 2-2 to Gross. Gross launches that one into left field over the head of the left fielder Jay Peasland. Adam Kunza will advance to third. Mason Gross with a stand-up double here in the third inning. We'll bring up the Moorhead catcher. That one from Mason Gross had a chance with more favorable wind. Moorhead will have runners at second and third now with one out. Shanley's infield back on the infield grass, preventing the play at home. Here's the first pitch to Dickhouse. That one in there for a strike. Dickhouse 1 for 1 on the day. He reached on a single to the left side his last at bat. Foul tip that one. Brings the count to 0-2 now. Omen set to deliver. Time is called at the plate. Dickhouse steps in. Here's the 0-2 to the catcher. That one outside, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 to Dickhouse. That one outside, evens the count, 2-2. Omen looks in. Here's the 2-2 to Dickhouse. That one fouled back. Count will remain 2-2. Another 2-2 to Dickhouse. Slow breaking ball. Just misses the inside part of the plate there from Omen. Full count now to Grayson Dickhouse. Omen set to deliver. Here's the payoff pitch. Dickhouse smokes that one foul. Count will remain 3-2. Omen set. Another payoff pitch to Dickhouse. He ropes that one past the second baseman on the right side. 1 run scores. Following behind him is Mason Gross. A 2 RBI single there from Grayson Dickhouse. Spuds lead 8-0 here in the bottom of the third with 1 out. On the Fabricators Unlimited scoreboard, Deacons will have a pitching change here, so we'll take a quick break on Spuds TV.
Family is really important to me, and being able to be home and spend time with my young family, it's nice to be a part of that. I'm helping to coach my kids hockey. When you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing when you're on the ice, there's nothing like it. It just makes you feel like you're where you belong. The biggest connection that I had with Bell Bank was making a difference in our community. I really appreciate the way that they aren't afraid to stand up in the crowd and get out there and make a difference. I just think that our values really lined up and made a really good fit.
Northwest Blinds is a proud supporter of all Moorhead Spuds activities. For over 30 years, we have been providing customers with a wide assortment of window covering choices. Owners Arlen and Carlos Swenson are available by appointment for a free in-home consultation on all your window covering needs. 218-236-4813 or nwblinds.com. At Northwest Blinds, we say, you'll wish you had more windows, and go Spuds.
Selling land is a big decision. Knowing when and how to sell can be complicated. Let Steve Dalen, Farmland Sales eXp Realty, guide you through the sale process. Steve Dalen will bring you a local touch with nationwide support. Steve Dalen, Farmland Sales, where customers become clients, clients become friends. 701-893-8517 or stevedalenfarmlandsales.com.
One out here in the bottom of the third inning. Spuds have runners on first. Pitching now for the Deacons will be Dom Dreets. First pitch there to Riley Dickhouse, way outside for a ball. 8-0 is the score in favor of Moorhead after a 2 RBI single from Grayson Dickhouse. Here's the 1-0 to Riley Dickhouse. That one low and outside, 2-0. Sam Craig courtesy running for the catcher, Grayson Dickhouse. Dreets comes set. Here's the 2-0 to Riley Dickhouse. Foul tip there brings the count to 2-1 to Moorhead's designated hitter. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Dickhouse. That one low and inside brings the count to 3-1 here. Hitters count now to Riley Dickhouse. Here's the 3-1. That one skips low, so Riley Dickhouse will reach base again on balls. Moves Sam Craig over to second base. That'll bring up left fielder Carson Heinch. One out, runners on first and second here for the Spuds in the home half of the third inning. Carson Heinch up to bat for Moorhead. Dreets looks in, checks the runner at second. Here's the 0-0 to Heinch. Strong swing there from Heinch. He launches that one into short left field. Skips out of the glove of left fielder all the way to the fence. Scoring is Craig. Dickhouse right behind him, and strolling into third base is Carson Heinch. Single and a two-base error there on the Deacons left fielder. Puts two more runs on the board here for Moorhead in the bottom of the third inning. That brings up center fielder Tay Rich now. That'll go as an error on left fielder Che Peasland. One out, runner on third here for the Spuds. That one off of the shoulder of Tay Rich. He'll reach on a hit by pitch. We'll have runners on first and third now for the Spuds with one out. Brings up first baseman Braden Kwame. We're good. 10-0 now. Spuds lead in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch to Kwame, skied to the left side. It'll stay in play, and the wind will actually blow it back into fair territory. Able to make the catch was shortstop was the shortstop Cole Stimson. That one was hit well foul, and the strong wind blew it back into fair territory. Either way, 2 outs now to second baseman Brady Steffen. Spuds with runners on first and third with 2 outs now. Here's the first pitch to Steffen. That one high and in. 1-0 now. Here's the 1-0 to Steffen. Steffen launches that one into center field. Chasing it down is Emineth. He's able to make the catch, but the Spuds able to add a couple more to their lead here, as it is 10-0 now going into the top of the 4th inning. We'll be right back here on Spuds TV.
A little nonsense is what I need. Now if you wanna get the best of me, got you smiling, that's for sure. Funny how you had the best of me.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
Start the engine, shine the light into the storm. Knuckles white. And the clock ticks. Time does not define me. It drives me to keep roads, schools, and storefronts open. And although the job is done for now, the clock will always.
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Morehead.
Fourth inning is underway here from Matson Field. Spuds have a 10-0 lead over the Shanley Deacons. Leading off in the top of the 4th inning for the Deacons is the catcher, Jacob Klinsky. Marsden set. Here's the 0-0 to Klinsky. Foul tip, strike there. First pitch. Count is 0-1 now to the Deacons catcher. Here's the 0-1 to Klinsky. That one in there for strike 2. Marsden set. Here's the 0-2 pinch to Klinsky. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Marsden strikes out another one. That's his 3rd of the night.
Next up, number 2, Ryan Omen.
Brings up Ryan Omen. Here's the 0-0 to Omen. That one grounded over to the third baseman, Adam Kunza. He picks it up, makes a strong throw, and records the out. 5-3 put out there for the Spuds. 2 outs now in the top of the 4th inning. That'll bring up the left fielder, Che Peasland. So the 0-0 to Peasland, that one low. Count will be 1-0 here to the Deacons left fielder. Marsden set. Here's the 1-0 to Peasland. That one grounded sharply over to Mason Gross. Fields it, makes the out, and records the 3rd out here in the top of the 4th inning. So a quick one here for the Spuds. 10-0. Score remains no runs, no hits, no errors for the Deacons. We'll be right back for the bottom of the fourth here on Spuds TV.
Don't work out where you won't work out. Blueprint Personal Training. At Blueprint, you'll work directly with an experienced personal trainer and nutrition coach in our brand new private gym. Tell us about your fitness goals, and we'll provide the personalized workouts and motivation to get the results you want to see. Training, nutrition, accountability. Blueprint Personal Training. BlueprintFargo.com.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
Buffalo Wild Wings' new spicy chicken dippers are the perfect amount of heat. Same thing people say about me. They're like, hey, you're perfectly hot. Gotta dunk you in that tangy beat-up dip hot. New spicy chicken dippers from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Need to make a great impression? Whether it's eye-catching newsletters, professional business cards, or custom envelopes, Copycat Printing has you covered for all your printing needs. Located at 1624 Main Avenue Southeast, 218-236-1115.
Bottom of the fourth, underway here from Matson. Spuds lead 10-0 here over the Deacons. Leading off here for the Spuds in the bottom of the fourth will be the right fielder, Jonas Schauman. Dreetz set to deliver. Here's the 0-0 to Schauman. Swing and a miss there from Schauman. Brings the count to 0-1 here. Another swing and a miss there on the outside pitch. 0-2 is the count now to the Moorhead right fielder. Here's the 0-2 now to Schauman. Another good breaking ball there from Dreetz. Strikeout recorded there. That brings up a pinch hitter for the Spuds. That's Jackson Emmerich.
Next up for the Spuds, number 19, Jackson Emmerich.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Emmerich. That one outside, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 to Emmerich. That one lifted into right field. And he will reach safely at first. So Jackson Emmerich puts himself in the hit column here for the Spuds. And that'll bring up number 9, Sam Craig. Sam Craig batting in the spot for Mason Gross. Emmerich in the spot for Kunza. Here's the 0-0 to Craig. That one high. 1-0. Dreetz set to deliver. Here's the 1-0 to Craig. That one low and away. Brings the count to 2-0 here. Dreets set. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Craig. He rips that one through the left side of the infield for a base hit. That'll move Emmerich up to second base. And that'll bring up number 2, Connor Zimmerman. First and second here for the Spuds with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 0-0 to Zimmerman. That one inside. Emmerich at second, Craig at first here. Dreets comes set. Here's the 1-0 to Zimmerman. Zimmerman hits that one to the left side foul, evens the count up at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Zimmerman. That one in there for a strike. One, 2 here to Connor Zimmerman. Dreets checks the runner. Here's the 1-2. Bounces that one to the left side, foul. Dreets looks in, set to deliver. Here's another 1-2 pitch to Connor Zimmerman. That one fouled straight back. Count will remain at 1-2. Here's another 1-2 to Zimmerman. That one comes in high, evens the count up at 2-2 here. Dreets comes set. Here's the 2-2 to Zimmerman. That one inside. Full count now. Dreets comes set. Here's the payoff to Zimmerman. Zimmerman smokes that one to the left side. Double play there by the Deacons. Good play over at third there by, I believe that was Singman over there. So a couple hits there for the Spuds. We'll be right back here for the top of the 5th on Spuds TV.
Home is more than a place. It's the people and moments you live for. With all you have to protect, choose insurance that helps you experience more of what matters most.
Deacons remain scoreless here as we enter the 5th inning of play. Jobrus leads off here for the Deacons. He'll pop one up to the left side. Nobody able to make the play on that one. So it'll go as an infield hit there for the Deacons first baseman. That'll bring up Roman Singman. Marsden set out of the stretch. Here's the 0-0 to Singman. Singman hits the first one he sees, and that'll land in front of Carson Heinz in left field. Tries a play over there at second. So Deacons have something cooking here in the 5th inning. Runners on first and second, nobody out.
Second baseman number 6, Caleb Dahl.
Brings up second baseman Caleb Dahl. Here's the 0-0 to Dahl. That one in there for a strike. Marsden set. Checks the runner. Here's the 0-1 to Dahl. Good breaking ball there from Gavin Marsden. Brings the count to 0-2 here. Oh-2 pitch to Dahl. Another breaking ball. That one stays inside and high. It brings the count to 1-2 here. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Dahl. That one skips in front of the catcher, Dickhouse. That'll even the count up at 2-2 here. Here's the 2-2 to Dahl. That one grounded to the left side foul. Count will remain 2-2. Here's another 2-2 to Dahl. That one skips out of the reach of Grayson Dickhouse. Runners will advance to second and third here. Deacons now with 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. Marsden set to deliver. Full count here to Dahl. Here's the payoff pitch. That one outside, ball 4. So the bases will be loaded here for the Deacons with nobody out in the top of the 5th inning.
Next up, third baseman number 12, Christian Schott.
That'll bring up third baseman Christian Sheed. Deacons with a great chance to get some runs on the board here. Bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the 5th. Corners in here for the Spuds. First one to Sheed is in there for a strike. Middle infield back for the Spuds here, protecting the double play. Here's the 0-1. That one in there. Strike two. Marsden set. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Sheed. In there for strike three. Sheed unable to get the bat off his shoulder there. One out now for the Spuds. Brings up the top of the order. Cole Stimson here. First pitch to Stimson. He grounds that one to the second baseman, Steffen. Flips over the shortstop. Able to get one out. The runner trips going around third. He'll be tagged out. So the Deacons will get one run, but no more on that base running error from Roman Singman. Deacons get a couple of hits there in the fifth inning with only one run to answer for it. We'll be right back here on Spuds TV for the bottom of the fifth.
For Boss Snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Morehead.
Top of the lineup up to bat here for the Spuds in the bottom of the fifth inning. That one launched by Riley Dickhouse deep into left field. That one is gone. 0-1 pitch to Riley Dickhouse is launched over the left field wall. And that will end the game here in the fifth inning on the 10-run mercy rule. What a way to end it for the Spuds. Riley Dickhouse puts one over the left field wall and puts another win for the Spuds on the record. Spuds stifling the Shanley Deacons bats, limiting them to only 4 hits tonight. Good pitching there on the mound from Gavin Marsden. He put up 3 strikeouts. 11-1 final score here from Matson Field. Spuds 11, Shanley 1.